Okay, it works. All right. Okay, we're live on a different URL.
We're live. Okay.
It's on a different one though.
Oh shit.
So hang on. See it?
I'm in, yeah. People are gonna start migrating, don't worry.
That was really
good job. We need an intern, Evan.
We do. Thanks for being patient, everybody. That was patience testing, to say the least. Now I'm just gonna make sure I'm gonna delete the other one.
If anyone wants to be an unpaid intern at Power Comics, shoot us
We're hiring.
Your CV.
We're not hiring.
We've all had to do it though, right?
Yeah.
You were a trauma intern before you worked there, right? You were an intern.
Yeah. The Power Comics of movie making.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You guys will not be surprised to know that Evan dug out a bunch of movies in the trauma basement and had them re-released because he found power gems at trauma.
That was my first job, you know, as a starting off in the film world. You know, you got to start somewhere, and you got to do that. And I actually worked there for 2 years, so it was a little more in depth than that.
Right.
But man, we could do an hour show on that experience. That's
oh my god.
Oh my god. Well, thank you everybody for finding this URL here.
Finding it within yourselves.
For some reason, it was really weird. It just wasn't letting me streaming from that other show page. That was really weird. Just a stubborn old son of a gun. Anyway, how are things, Gabe?
Well, man, they're good. They're good, you know? I don't know. What can I say? Doing what I love to do. Chatting with my pals. What have you been up to? I'm halfway through Jackie Brown app.
Oh! What do you think?
So good. So good. It really is the best. It's the best.
Yeah. For everybody, the latest episode of One Fucking Hour is out, and we did it on Tarantino's Jackie Brown. Really the only Tarantino film you really need to mess with anymore. That one's really good. I know I'm harsh in saying that, but Jackie Brown's really that good, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Top tier.
Top tier. So go over into One Fucking Hour and check that out. If you want to check that out.
Great combo you guys had about it. Very insightful. Love it. Super funny. You guys are hysterical. Obviously, you guys all know that, though. It's Evan, guys. It's Evan talking about movies. How could it not be great?
Hey,
yeah,
thanks.
Zardoz was great, too, man.
Yeah, Zardoz.
I didn't realize that was his fucking blank check movie. That is insane.
That was a very complicated episode of One Fucking Hour, because we thought we would like revisiting it more than we did, and we wound up being very frustrated and angry with it, actually.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, should we do this? We almost called in sick that day and didn't do the episode. But we did it. I actually think it really became because it's a fascinating movie to talk about, even though it's not good. So we did that. That was fun. Next week, though, is going to be insane or this week, I should say. This week's episode of One Fucking Hour will be insane because it's Tom's birthday. And Tom has selected the Jerry Lewis insane fever dream movie Cracking Up, which I recommend to no one. But it's a film that is assimilated as a part of his DNA. He uses it to VJ with, and he's smashed it up and recut it millions of times over the past 4 decades. So check it out. I don't know what to expect, but it's going to be pretty crazy. All right, look, Ramey's here. She made it. All right, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We figured it out. Tom Tarpey is in the house. All right, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on the other side. Here we go. Oh my God, that was insanely frustrating, but thank you guys for hanging in there. Sorry for the delay, but welcome to the Power Comics Book Club, episode 41. Of course, I'm Evan Husney here. What am I, the head curator? I don't know. What should I be called? I don't know.
You do everything, bud.
Okay, the bud who does everything. And to my left is my other bud, and he is the head researcher extraordinaire, Gabe Ruben Deichel. CEO. Yeah, I'm the CEO. Thanks. Gabe's here. Gabe, how's it going, man?
It's going great. So happy to be here. I just really quick want to call out Cole in the chat here says, my copy of Savage World 1, FT 1 and 2, and Sniper 1 through 3 arrived, all signed by Tony. Imagine getting that package. Incredible. That must have been unbelievable. Best feeling in the world.
That's a Christmas package there from Tony. Yeah, Tony the Wrens, definitely hit him up. He has stuff if you want to buy directly from him. But tonight's show, we're really excited to kind of get back into the book club of it all, looking through comics, one-ish at a time. Last week, of course, we had the wonderful Bob Nunn spectacular program special. That was insane and fun and amazing. Kudos to you, Gabe, for making that a possibility. But here tonight, we have a very special guest, a man who has been on the show many times, and he is going to rejoin us now on the channel to continue our exploration of the very dark and disturbing but amazing Jontar Returns franchise from our favorite Bill W. Miller. So without further ado, everybody, welcome to the show, longtime favorite, extraordinaire, Mr. Tom Tarpey. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks for having me again, guys. I always love being here.
Oh my gosh, our pleasure. And of course,
all ours, man.
You had to come. You had to arrive here for the technical difficulty hour, but at least you made it through.
I thought it was the man trying to keep us from talking about it.
Could have been.
Bill Miller, is that the man? He's actually super tech savvy. Shutting down our feed.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome back, Tom. I'm really excited to talk about Jontar Returns number 4, probably the most niche subject on the internet right now. But while we have you here, while we're putting you on the spot, I would love to get your comments, your feedback on the Power Comics Hall of Fame. So how was that for you?
It was, it was a great show. You guys really, you could tell you guys put a lot of time into that, and it really turned out great. And I was happy to be a part of it.
Well, I want to say that your contribution, you were the first video that I think I got, because, of course I sent out, messages to everybody to get the, Power Comics presenters videos and all of the reaction videos and so on and so forth. And you were the first to submit, way ahead of deadline, which was great. And you just nailed it, man. You just nailed the tone. You nailed, basically everything we wanted to hit with that show. You did. So thank you so much for contributing.
It was my pleasure. It's an important thing, and if you ask me to be a part of it, I'm going to do the best I can.
Well,
amazing.
I appreciate that. Thanks for wearing the tux too. That really, it adds a little something special. So
order that special.
Oh, amazing. So if you have not yet seen the Power Comics Hall of Fame Spectacular from the end of 2021, make sure you do check that out, because that's the big show. That's where we went all out for that. So definitely check that out. Also, while I had you here, actually, I was going to ask you about the Bill Miller thing, but let's save that.
Let's save it.
There's a little surprise in store for that. But you also got a chance to check out the Bob Nunn video from last week, right? What were your thoughts on that?
I want to add my kudos to Gabe for tracking that down, and you guys going out there and finding him and having that conversation. It was something else. It was something to watch. I was really impressed with it. And hey, for a 92-year-old guy, he looks fantastic.
He sure does.
I don't think I look as good as he does.
Yeah, for 92, man, it's just crazy. It's something I never thought ever on this show, because we've talked to Power Comics creators like yourself, and a lot of the times it's comics, from the 80s and from the 90s and stuff. But to get a real creator who's made things, in the early 70s and even before, and it's someone I just never would have thought we'd ever cross paths with on this channel. So that was wild. Gabe, kudos to you for that.
Oh my God, of course. I mean, what a trip. What can I say?
Yeah.
Really capping off the perfect life that I've lived thus far. Gonna end right now.
we definitely have to do more of those trips, road trips.
Yes.
To find more issues, more art, and just to get more backstories, man. It's always great to find the backstories behind these wild comics that we found in the dollar bins across America.
It's also, I mean, it's great that we have guys like Tom here and the other creators who are tech savvy enough to be able to FaceTime with us in some way. But it's like these dinosaurs that we have to go to those are the big ticket items here, the ones that we gotta meet face to face. I can't get we're going to Illinois. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, we are going to go to Illinois. That's a great segue to talk about tonight's show. Also, shout out to David McQuarrie. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for finding us through the Ben Mara of it all. So tonight's show is on Bill Miller of Watseka, Illinois, a place we will venture at some juncture. He is kind of, I don't know, what would you call the Orson Welles of Power Comics? I mean, this guy has created many, many Power Comics franchise. He's a Power Comics Hall of Famer. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award. And so today we're looking at the reboot of his infamous Jontar series that it's kind of kicked off the whole Power Comics thing for us in many ways. But he rebooted his own franchise a couple years after making it originally, trying to fix some mistakes maybe or things that he wanted to change, different style, different tone for the 90s. And the result was a pretty wild, hard-edged street version of Jontar, which we'll talk about. And Tom, of course, Mr. Tom Tarpey, you illustrated the first 2 issues, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And you met Bill Miller, the infamous. I'm so jealous you met Bill Miller. That's wow.
Both of them. I met the Bill and Billy.
That's right.
And have you washed that hand since, or is it still? It's just a big scab.
Oh my gosh. So you met Bill Miller. You illustrated the first 2 issues of Jontar Returns, and if I remember correctly, you kind of went your own way. You had some personal and professional reasons for doing so, right?
Yeah, life just got in the way, and it wasn't paying any money,
right? Well,
which is the most important thing, but it's something. So yeah, I kind of went my way.
Yeah, and that's all. And you also had illustrated half of issue 3, which we looked at in a previous video. So if you haven't seen the other installments of the Tom Tarpey on Power Comics, we've looked at Jontar Returns 1 through 3, and now several months later, we're finally getting back to the series because there's 5 in all. There's 5 issues in all, and we're looking at number 4 today. Mm-hmm. Which looks like this. So, man, and I gotta say that cover is bringing it. I know, Tom, you didn't illustrate this one, but the cover's bringing it so far. So
yes, it is.
It is. So, and I think what's kind of fun with when we looked with you at Jontar Returns number 3, all that time ago, it was kind of all of us went in a little blind, and I haven't read this in 10 years. And Gabe, I don't even know if you've ever read this. Have you? No. So
at one point at your place, I did like a speed read,
a speed read,
but
right.
No.
Yeah, so this will be kind of a first time it's all going to hit us here, and it's definitely your first time, Tom, looking at this. So
Yeah,
this is,
absolutely.
yeah, this is almost like an alternate reality for you, like what could have been. This could have, right? So that's fun. But real quick, before we get to it, two things I want to do. One, I got to shout out our sponsor for tonight's show, tonight's technical mishap show, is Comic Clear, guys. The Comic Clear supplies. I'm going to put the URL in the chat. Please check them out. They've been a big supporter of the show thus far. Yeah, man, they manufacture. It's a brilliant idea. Tom, you even said so earlier that you can't believe nobody thought of this. Yeah. Is clear comic boards, for the clear comic backing boards is just like the coolest thing ever. And I want to show real quick. Check this out. I just got a box of them in the mail yesterday. And I was so excited because I actually put them on a bunch of my underground comics. So check this out, Gabe. Look how good with the inner city romance.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
So you get the back. Look at that.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, because a lot of these are like wraparound paintings, right?
Yeah, they're wraparound.
Especially with his stuff.
Yeah, it looks so cool. So the clear comic boards, they manufacture them. They're really sturdy. They're heavy. It gives a weight to the comic. So it just feels like something more impressive and cool. Like, check it out. The Legion of Charlie's. Got to have that, Tom. That's your Charlie. That's your Charles Manson underground comic.
Absolutely.
It's great. What else do I got here? I got, just these. So I've been putting all the undergrounds in there and just been loving it.
Great.
Like,
they look so good.
Yeah. Like, how about Thrilling Murder, Tom? I know you like that. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So I got all those on the lockdown. So yeah, if you want to check out Comic Clear supplies, I can't recommend them enough. So check out the URL in the chat if you want to grab some of those.
They're heavy duty. I mean, you could tell they got some weight to them.
Yeah.
Super heavy duty.
I mean, if you had like an intruder, you could do some damage with those. Middle of the night, you had nothing else to grab. You just corner that guy.
Look at this S. Clay Wilson.
Oh, I love that one. Wow, God.
I know, and then you get the back. So it's just awesome. Like, I just love it. And, of course, it's also ubiquitous for Power Comics. You know why? Because everybody knows it's coming. This is the usage for the clear comic board, because you get this.
This is why he said this is why he made them, because he had a copy of Thor's Fair that he wanted to show off.
This is the Comic Clear origin story. So you can have this, but then you can also have...
Community chest.
Yes. So you can't have Vidar. Vidar would be covered up, man, if you didn't have that clear board. So anyway, check them out.
Crime.
It is a crime. So check those guys out in the link in the description and in the chat. Comic Clear, guys. Great supporter of Power Comics. All right, Tom, the second thing I want to do before we dive in is I want to just give a little previously on Jontar Returns.
Right.
Sort of recap of the other issues. Okay, so you got Jontar Returns #1. And of course 2, which I love, and 3, which we looked at last time. But let's just take the people real quick and let's just catch it up, the story where we left off, if you don't mind. So this is the first one. Now, in the main Jontar series, the origin is, he is a garbage man / male dancer by day, and then a sort of street vigilante by night after he gets murdered and sent on some elven quest in the nether realms where he gets reborn as this sort of vigilante soldier. And what's that?
That old chestnut.
Yeah,
right. But with this
I know.
And then
and Tom immortalized this cover in the background. You could see it. Recently you painted that, right?
Yeah.
Incredible.
I did it for the first show with you guys, actually.
That's right.
Amazing.
And that was incredible. And so so this series then there's 4 issues in the original Jontar. Then he put it on hiatus, and a couple years later he came back with this, kind of reinventing it. And then you sort of took over on, doing the art for the first 2 issues. But this story famously reimagines Jontar as a different origin story. And what is that, Tom? We always talk about it.
It's the seminal story of a street thug who murders his mother and becomes the sword-wielding vigilante.
So the origin story
matricide in
is
Jontar,
changed, where he beats up the homeless for sport, And then when that wasn't far enough, one of the homeless people he beats up and murders is his own mother. And then he turns into a hero. He turns into a hero after that. So one of the more amazing, wild superhero origin stories of all time. But man, we love the hell out of this comic. It really is.
So good.
It's amazing. A lot of great other new characters you brought, or that you and Bill brought into this. Jive, of course, we always talk about.
Yeah.
Love Jive. Love this whole page, actually. Oh my God.
So good. Yeah. Great action.
And remind me her name again.
The Red Vendetta.
That's right.
Right.
Red Vendetta is another character that's not in the original series, and she comes into this, and she has a uncle, right?
Yes, her uncle, because her family was kidnapped and murdered.
Of course. Yeah. And right, and then and the uncle gets really introduced more so in the second issue, I feel like.
Yeah.
And the second issue, Drew, love this cover. I love both of these covers. I mean, the color, and you did the color work, or you didn't do the color work?
I
didn't.
I did not. I ended up not understanding and screwing it up so many times that I think they just did it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They didn't even let me try to put the color on the second one.
And there's a big controversy with the color because you always assumed that Jontar's legs were chrome,
right?
And the colorist took some liberties and made it a skin tone, which definitely changes things on the Jontar outfit. Let's just put it that way. But I love that there's a chrome skin /skin controversy. But what's amazing about this is the cover. Obviously, is incredible. It's one of my faves of that we have here. But this introduces Jontar, who's kind of going to be part of this kind of crime-fighting faction here that's led by Red Vendetta and her uncle, Uncle Ben, right?
Yes.
Who is modeled after you. Is that not correct?
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, so you modeled him after yourself. There we go. That's from you from back in the day there, Uncle Ben. And so in this story, I guess what's happening is, if you can give us a rundown, Tom,
it's introducing, I think it's called the Justice Underground. And right. The Red Vendetta's father and mother, the mother was kidnapped, the father went to pay the ransom, and they never saw him again. So the uncle and the daughter, in order to cope with their grief, started a massive, Justice Underground where they fight crime.
Right. And then the old friend of Jontar's back in his homeless people killing days, he will cross paths with, and they're about to kind of square off in this big fight that involves Jive, involves him and Jontar, and also a Sheik, right? There's always a Sheik character in the Bill Miller scripts, so it involves some international sort of controversies of some kind as well. Does that make sense? Am I describing it right?
No.
Look at this page.
Yeah, this is great.
Okay.
Oh, so good.
Like all things Bill Miller, it's a really hard comic to comprehend and draw. So I sympathize with, the things that you probably had to articulate in this. Oh, right.
Oh, the feather.
The feather. There's also a feather that puts the Red Vendetta under this spell, which is another just great trippy element to this storyline.
Totally.
I'm glad we're going through this again to remember all the beats of the story. But there's like a magical feather that puts her under a spell, and then I guess it's Jive and Red Vendetta and Jontar board Jontar's motorcycle, and they teleport away here. And then we get to the next issue, the third one, which is This Is Your Life themed issue. And this is the one.
It's a weird one.
The first one you did not draw,
correct.
Tom. And we sort of get them teleporting in. We see the art's very different, and we see Jontar teleporting in and sort of meeting with, going back to the Justice Underground, and then he kind of goes into some sort of experimental thing where the members of the Justice Underground are sort of confronted with members of their families, and
Yeah, this one's like just a total narrative detour. Very strange. It's like a writer's strike, comic where like it just like went with some insane idea. Such a one-off prime time, like
what
It's a
UPN.
clip show from a TV show you never watched.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, it's like a very special episode of Jontar Returns, or like it really feels like when they like comics, they're right in the middle of an amazing run, and they're behind on the deadline, so they got to put another issue in there to like hold people over. Like I think there was that famous Steranko Captain America run, and then he wasn't going to make the deadline to the conclusion of the death of Captain America, so Jack Kirby had to come in to do some story to keep the momentum, but it was a total departure from the main story. So that's kind of like what this is, or how it feels to me. But definitely way different on the art. I mean, the backgrounds are completely pretty barren here, even though I know they're in darkness for a lot of this.
Right.
But, different art style. We looked at it. And Tom, what was sort of your verdict on this third issue looking at it?
Well, yeah, like you said, it was just kind of disjointed from the story that seemed to be going on. I guess maybe he was trying to flesh out the characters, maybe. Giving you a little background on them.
Yeah, backstory. I mean, with Bill Miller, there's a lot of like, at least in this series, it's a lot of like trauma. Is kind of coming, out of the history of Jontar and with Jive, and so I think he's trying to show kind of some of the emotional weight of the characters in a very intense way. And this is like the characters themselves confronting their parental figures, which is such a weird idea for this series, but I kind of like it. I don't hate it. Yeah. But it is a weird
again, though.
What's that?
How did it end?
Yeah,
that's a good point. Let's take a look. Stacy, is that Red Vendetta?
Yeah, Stacy's a Red Vendetta.
Yeah, so she's still out of it from the feather, it looks like.
I think it ended. Jontar walked by like that middle school and got arrested for exposing himself to children by accident.
Stop.
Which would have happened if he was wearing the
Cancel Jontar.
Oh no,
she's alive.
Too
How
far.
long? I don't know. Yeah, it's basically. It looks like Ben is really lamenting here that Stacy's not in a good way. If you would trust me, I could take her to get magic healing. And then Ben says, I'm hesitant because I would trust you would not harm your sister. You got that right. And are they brother and sister? Is that the thing?
They're half, yes.
Half sibling, yeah.
Yeah. After Jontar's father died, Jontar's mother became a junkie and slept with Stacy's father in the Bowery.
Yikes, Bill.
They're half siblings.
This is like a total like HBO made for TV, like straight to video, kind of like down on the barrio version of Jontar, which I love. So that's where we're at. I guess the Red Vendetta is out of it from the feather. Jontar is going to try and save her with some magic healing, and then it teases at the end that they're going to introduce this new character, Sophia Sappho. So that's what we're looking at here. So. Tom,
when she was introduced, she trained Jontar in issue 1.
That's right.
Yep.
So she's coming back.
In the first
That's right.
Yeah.
She's coming back here. And so, Tom, what do you make of the cover?
It's nice. They use different color. Like the colors they did, at least for my first 2 issues, seemed brighter. They seemed to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah. There's more black on this, and
I can't not see this little elf guy as wearing that Bruce Lee outfit from Game of Death. That like yellow jumpsuit.
Yeah, totally. And it really accentuates.
Great color, man.
It's funny how the skin of Jontar's legs have really, are now lost in the translation of the story.
The skin of Jontar's legs.
The skin of Jontar's legs, but look at a difference on the depiction of him too. I mean, he's totally different hair, different. He doesn't have the leather anymore, which I thought was kind of key.
Right, I know. I totally agree.
He's got the pirate.
He's getting a little too floofy, piratey.
He's floofy,
yeah,
piratey.
definitely very piratey.
Very
Swashbuckly, Jontar.
Yeah,
he's not
totally.
he's not a killer. He's not a mom killer.
Right. Yeah, that's not a mom
looks
killer.
of this.
This is a mom killer with chrome legs,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Yeah, gotta have chrome legs for mom killer. Okay, so
But Sophia. Is it Sophia or Sophie? Sophia, right?
Sophia, yeah, Sophia.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
She does.
Love it.
She looks like China or something almost.
She's got that high pony.
Yeah, love it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so we did it. We're here. Obviously, got to look and scan and see if there's anything here. Jontar Returns. It's now in its 5th issue, which there is a 5th issue, which, of course, is this incredible cover here. So,
oh my god.
At some juncture, we will get to this 5th issue, even though it only has 12 pages of Jontar adventure. So we will get to that. Okay, sorry, we just froze a little bit. Are we back? I think we just froze for like a second. I think we're back.
I think we're good.
Sorry, what'd you say, Tom?
When did he get psychic powers?
That's what it says. I don't know.
I mean, wasn't he communicating with people through his thought at some point? Maybe. Wasn't that happening?
I don't know.
I mean, he's going to elf planes, He can do anything.
That's true. Something that's notable here is just that the Rob Crosswhite is the artist. I believe he also did the issue 3 and he does 5. Yep. So Rob Crosswhite here does also he does the inks, letters, and the art, but also he does the front and back covers as well. So, and I think he might have even handled some of your color separations too, perhaps, on the issues that you did. So, but here we go.
Oh,
now this is funny because this is a definite redraw of, or the same. He's swiping himself here a little bit. It looks like, issue 3. So here we have incoming. No, I don't know. What are these elves? I don't know.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, what is the scale here?
I don't know.
It's cool though. He's improved from that last drawing, I would say.
Okay, sure.
It's my opinion.
Okay, it's all right. Jontar appears holding the limp form of Red Vendetta, aka Stacy Odell. And now I'm sort of seeing a tropical setting here, so I wonder if he's going to the island of the elves or back to where he was training, or from the first issue.
Yeah.
Probably to bring her to Sappho is what I'm guessing. And of course we get shout out, Winker, it's me, Jontar. That's the first line of dialogue. And sorry, shout out to, for those that you don't know,
Winker. Where are my Winker heads at?
Is Winker the blunt elf? Or is that the other one?
Yes.
It is.
No, the other one's Tinker.
Tinker and Winker, the blunt elf. So
Tom is the Jontar lore expert here.
He is. You are. You have
I love it.
PhD in Jontar.
PhD.
All right. So Winker, it's me, Jontar. All right. Now that's a splash.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a powerful splash.
Dude.
And it's great because they're all saying Jontar Returns. So the elves are very happy.
It's like when they say Doctor Who.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Exactly.
But the thing is that it's really interesting that the elves change so much in this series. I mean, Bill must have been very frustrated with how different the elves
with the elf scale.
Just
I know.
elf scale, and also just across the whole franchise. They're different from every issue. But here he is. He's returned, and that makes sense now, kind of with the, the idea of the whole this whole run here. Join us now for the awesome saga of Sophia Sappho. You won't regret it. Okay, Bill, let's see. All right, moving here. Jontar, I've designed modifications for the bike. He's holding a screwdriver there. Now Jontar's holding her here. Tinker, I need the Master Elf Keeper. And then the Master Elf Keeper here, who also changes from issue to issue and how he's depicted. Up here, I've anticipated this occasion. So, how's the art hitting you, Tom?
It's you know what, his his landscaping and his backgrounds are very nice.
Yeah. I'm not sure about this Jontar face. This looks like I'm not sure about how Jontar is being depicted here.
Yeah, it like you said, it's so different than how I did it, which is there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's got to do his own thing.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, the further away we get from the stylized version, the more it's just like very, realistic, or aiming for just a more realistic and hyper rendered style. It's not as interesting.
Yeah, considering he drew 3 issues, he's got more of a say of what Jontar actually looks like than I do.
Maybe, yeah.
I guess. It's up for debate. I don't know.
Has anyone drawn 3 issues of Jontar? He might be the one that's been in it the longest. But no, I mean, still, it's not my Jontar.
It's not my Jontar. Hashtag not my Jontar, guys.
Okay, here we go. The science of man can't save her. Can your magic, elf keeper? Nay. Sophia Sappho shall be her salvation. Okay. I thought this was like a prison tattoo, like a forearm.
Yeah, I did too.
Isn't that weird? That's weird. She's levitating. That's very strange. This is very easy to read, I must say. It's like a very beginner comic. Fear not, for I am gently setting her down. Okay.
Love that weird rendering of the mound he's on. Very strange. Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Great artistry.
I like that, and just the thin lines of the columns here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty tripped out.
Veiny. He's got a veiny mound.
Veiny mound. Totally.
All right.
Okay.
Whoa.
What help can she be? She's asleep. And this is Sophia Sappho here. I call it mental preparation. Or have you forgotten all I taught you? I will enter her dreams and coach her healing. Okay, I like that. I like entering dreams and getting into that. So, man, it's so weird because she's laying down in this panel on a slab.
Right.
But then we go to a different slab and she's standing up and there's a different person on this.
Yeah,
slab.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it's very disorienting. Yeah, but I like it for that reason. I mean, it's Power Comics, right? So, yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is this some power screen tone back here? Looks like it. You never taught me that. I know. Male ego blocks the attempt. This is the root of female intuition. All right. I like how Bill writes from this perspective, I have to say. I'll remind her of what she already knows. It will be up to her to awake. This is weird, too. Like, her hands here and then her fingers coming down here is also very
I know.
Disorienting.
This panel hat.
Like, just the composition of the whole page is, like, very strange. I know. We need the Winker and Jive team-up comic. I agree, Tofo, for sure. Okay. Moving on. She will. We will come from a line... Oh, sorry. She will. We come from a line of survivors. So does Sophia. And then now here, this must be in the inner mind of Stacy. Stacy Odell. And now they're in the mind of Stacy. That's cool. I dig that. Yeah, it looks like little cutouts of screen tone here he's using for the dream space, which is kind of fun.
He's very rigid. He's a very rigid artist. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't even not like it. I like a lot of it, but it's very rigid, you know.
And like woodblocky kind of.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Medieval transcript. Jontar the
etchings. Yeah, medieval etchings.
King Richard's Jontar.
Stacy Odell. I am Sophia Sappho. I am the Red Vendetta. This is like children could use this to learn how to read.
Yes.
Wow, we just got a floating head here.
Ooh.
Wow. This is very sparse. Very sparse. Right, Tom?
You know, I there's a couple of pages, like those first pages, where he's drawing the mounds and he's drawing the columns and everything, and then he switched to
Just a
not
head?
much. Now maybe this is his interpretation of maybe like the dream state in her mind.
Sure.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Sometimes it can be that power decay, man. You just got to get these pages done,
Yeah.
Who knows? But, I mean, at least it's in the dreamscape,
And I noticed on the previous page, he said, "I know she will. We come from a line of survivors." Well,
Yeah.
Jontar's father died young. His mother
He killed his
became a
mother.
drug addict, and then was killed. And then her father was murdered by a kidnapper. So I'm not quite sure how they're from a family of survivors.
Because they survived.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, Jontar is the reason his mother isn't a survivor,
Yeah.
Wow, so dark. Okay. Well, I do like how Sophia is depicted here and the hair choice. I definitely do.
Yeah,
like
big
that.
broad stroke of hair there. Very
Yeah. I like it.
very interesting. Yeah.
Sophia points out power minimalism. I agree. That's what this is. You are a scared little girl. Remove your mask. Well, she's an anti-masker as well. Make me Zorp. You rely too much on gimmicks to be a warrior. I like that. Cool. I mean, I don't know what's happening, but it's cool.
It's cutting the panel.
Actually.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Good comp.
All right, this is wild here. We got a backflip, Tom.
Whoa!
I must say,
Is it a backflip?
it's a side swipe. It's a side wheel.
Looks like she's gonna land on her head.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarpey with the burn. Yeah. Yeah, I do like how he's depicting the dream space, here. I actually do like that. It looks pretty cool. But here we go. Sophia somersaults over Stacy and lands behind her. Probably hard to draw a somersault, I'd imagine. Go ahead, kill me. You are not worthy to die. You have not earned the peace. Okay. You know what that means? My life is hell. I was born into poverty and then condemned to a life of the idle rich. Wow. Okay. Malaise. For the last time, remove that damn mask. Your costume reeks of an immature power fantasy. You have not been responsible with real life. Whoa. That's interesting. What do you make of this?
I mean that mask isn't leaving much to the imagination there. I can clearly see what she looks like.
Is this like a meta Bill Miller thing where he's like kind of, unhappy with the design of this character, so he's like
changing it,
taking it out in the comic. I don't know. That sounds like a Bill Miller thing to do. Who are you to speak of real life looking like a B-movie Amazon? One more time. Who are you to speak of real life looking like a B-movie Amazon? Observe the heavens as it shows you my past. Okay, I like that. I like
Whoa.
that. I like
getting stinky. I love it.
I like it. It's great. Okay, great page here. Right?
Oh my god, what am I looking at? Whoa.
Wolf
wow.
Knight's taking it. All right. I come from a world where women were the dominant species over men beasts, still evolving from apes. Okay,
so Earth.
Yeah, but this is men beasts. I do like the depiction of the men beasts.
This bottom panel is incredible.
Yeah, he does do that well. There's
so
a few
good.
more coming up of those too. So We reproduced via a cloning process left by the woman astronauts who created us. Whoa. Ancient aliens, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
You couldn't really mate with the unevolved man beasts, I guess.
What was the sci-fi series that came? Oh, Chariots of the Gods. Is that? I mean, you think Bill Miller was a Chariots of the Gods kind of guy, or a?
Ooh, maybe. Yeah.
Like, the alien influence in our history. I could see him like watching a program about that and putting that in here. Our mothers encouraged our combat skills. This was a social discipline. We were not preparing for war. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, dig this panel, right? Like butter sword face off here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
With the column work again.
Yeah, right. In the shadows, great lighting. But he's got some rubbery, it's either like super rigid or like just total rubber people, but I love it.
Yeah, I do too. It's cool. It's different. It's so cool with this series. You just get a breath of different artists and different takes, man. It is kind of fun.
That's a great one too.
I must admit. Yeah, this I love because I love this tech on the ceiling here. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like God Damlog might know where we've seen this before. Like, I feel like I've seen that in something like a Steranko, like a Steranko. I bring up Steranko again, but like a Nick Fury kind of Strange Tales thing or something. I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah, he's borrowing from the palette of the comic master.
The lexicons, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right. However, we later fought for our lives when an alien spacecraft discovered us. Great panel.
Yeah, amazing.
The cargo was flying mad reindeer. Excuse me?
Oh my god, no.
This is where it gets billion.
Oh no.
The cargo was flying mad reindeer.
All right, let's just close it up here.
Wait. Yep. All right, Tom, great show.
What are you doing next week? Phoenix, yes?
Yeah. They brutally trampled our mothers. More mother killing. So, mad reindeers.
If they were cloned.
You're right, Tom. Tom, you're paying too much attention.
Sorry.
No, we're asking Bill about this when we meet him.
No.
This is my first question to Bill when I meet him.
We reproduced via, maybe they already had mothers, but they couldn't.
Wait, read that again, because that's how did they come into existence if they reproduced using technology that they got from aliens?
But maybe they were not reproductions of the clones. Maybe they're real, because they have mothers, right? She has a mother. She said our mothers encouraged us to train. So I'm guessing it's just they don't really explain it well, but I guess that they have real human mothers, but they reproduced via clones. That must be part of the separate alien technology. It's just classic convoluted Bill. It's just that's just what it is. Yeah. But I can't help you with the reindeer, the mad reindeer. Can't help you with that.
Yeah.
The pilot was a fat old man. Oh no, you guys are gonna hate this.
Oh God.
Bill.
No.
The pilot was a fat old man named Santos Claus.
Oh.
It's going off a cliff.
Hey. All right.
His Santos Claus, like, obviously CLAWS. I didn't know. Sorry, guys. Santos Claus, his sneer was as wide as his handlebar mustache whenever he laughed. He constantly chewed on elf fat with his long fingernails, which he used as a fork and knife. Lost Tom. No, I'm just kidding. This is fake.
We hear like that Candy Crush music playing in the background.
Yeah. Tom's playing Scrabble.
I'm having
friends.
technical issues now.
Wait, Tom and I, we're playing Words with Friends together.
You okay, Tom? You can hear us?
I got you.
We got you. We hear you.
There we are. Okay. Sorry.
Great.
I I had some weird Zoom thing pop up. Sorry, I apologize.
Right.
Santa's
No worries.
Claus. That's where we were.
Santa's Claus. Yeah, I was just did you get the word bubble when I read it? The whole thing.
Yes, I heard
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, elf fat and the whole thing. Yeah, Will, the tech on the ceiling is the ship. Right. It is.
Yes,
yeah.
dude.
I know, but I feel like I've seen that. Yeah, I know. It's not just like ceiling tech. I get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Will. God.
It's an open air. It's an open air, like, Beverly Hills Mall kind of thing. It's an open air base, which is very strange. Me and my sisters were abducted to boil the poor elves in his galley. We were guarded by robots.
Oh boy.
So now they're boiling elves, Tom. Okay.
It really seemed.
I mean, we're learning that Jontar is born out of the Santa universe here.
Yeah.
That everything Jontar is derived from Santa and his elves.
Okay, right.
Just like the kitchen sink plot. They just, clones, aliens, Santa Claus, robots.
Reindeer.
Well, James calls it out in the chat. He says there's an entirely new fantasy lore in every issue of Jontar, which is true. His backstory grows.
It's true. It's
every
true.
issue. Yeah, it's just all backstory. There's very little in the moment.
Front story.
Yeah. Yeah. So elf boiling, I didn't think we'd get tonight, but we did. So that's fun. Okay, here's a fun panel. Okay. After we got into space, we had a chance to rebel. We used martial arts on the robots. Awesome. Great. That's actually a pretty good drawing.
Nice. Yeah.
By the way. And this is just, I mean, I actually was flipping through this again, and Miller is roasting everyone. It's a rip. I think he is too. I think Miller's like, is anyone reading this? Just want to. It's like when a band puts like the orange M&Ms on like the writer, to make sure people are. It's the same thing. It's like, I'm just gonna put elf boiling in here to see if anyone's paying attention. But this is great because this is an amazing drawing, and I saw this as I was flipping through it earlier, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is this?
It's like bully art.
Yeah,
the bully doodle.
Bully art. It is. We've got our swords back and slaughtered the evil reindeer. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Hell yeah, dude.
Santos escaped in a teleportation beam. We crashed into another dimension. We later found out that Santos appeared on your North Pole, where he changed his name and face to undermine a religious holiday.
Oh, there we go.
So.
Whoa.
Blasphemy now. Okay. This is very, very strange. Keep in mind, all this is inside the head of the Red Vendetta. I'm hoping that this is just the feather. She's just like the feather's hitting hard right now.
Is there any way we can make sure that this new Jontar doesn't involve like the
Santos?
Easter Bunny in any way?
Yeah. Yeah, more on that later.
Just check in.
Check in. Give some like creative producer notes, Nonsense. My world doesn't believe in Santa Claus. Neither do they believe in superheroes, which you pretend to be. Like okay. Weird cross-hatching here on the backdrop. Did you crash? It is.
Yeah.
It is, for sure. Did you crash on this island? And then, whoa, guys. This panel.
Amazing.
See how we crawl from the wreckage? My sisters were killed. The elves adopted me. Whoa, that's lost in Google Translation right there.
So the ship crashed and everybody died but her.
Yeah. And the elves found
she's a survivor.
Because this is Temple Island, right? That's the name of the island. All this in Jontar lore. So all of her family died, the clones, everybody, and then the elves found her. But these elves are not Santa's elves. Santos's elves. This is insane.
Right.
I don't know. More backstory. Get ready. Here we go. We elected the Ancient One to be our master, to conceal us from all other worlds. We cleared the debris and learned we were on Temple Island, a former retreat of cosmic druids. Why not? We kept some equipment hoping to recreate a teleporter so we could return to our worlds. Love this panel. Recently, we succeeded. The Master Elf Keeper used it to recruit a human to help battle Santos, who has access again to space travel. So, in your issue, Tom, the
teleportation beam that they used to get him out of prison,
the amazing teleportation computer box here,
yes,
was created to get a mother killer out of jail to fight Santa Claus.
Yes. But the elves were on the ship too, so those were the elves that were being boiled, right?
I love how you're asking me about which elves were boiled. Yeah, okay, that's a good question.
Well, because no, if you go back to the page after the crash.
Okay. Yeah.
That top panel there.
Yep, there's elves here.
It says, oh yeah, it says they elected to make the Master Elf Keeper the leader.
Yeah.
So that means that they must have crashed together, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess. No,
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really make sense because there's an elf keeper, you know, and which elves does he keep? The ones that were boiled or another set of elves?
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer to make the Elf Keeper the guy in charge of the elves, right?
Basically Alien 3. It is basically Alien 3, yes. Yeah, I don't know, because she's boiling elves in another time in the tech world over here.
Right.
Me and my sisters were abducted to boil the poor elves. Oh my god. Yeah. And Santos is an elf.
That's what it looks like.
No, it is. He is. The pilot was a no, he's not an elf. Because he chewed on elf fat. Remember that? So, sorry guys. This is tough. This is hard. This is very hard.
I'll never get this time back in my life.
Boiling elves. Okay, so
we'll have a doctorate in Jontar by the time we're done.
I know. You're gonna see one of those, like, we got to get like a power hieroglyphics, like, you know, expert guy we can cut to help us, you know, decipher these reliefs here that are Jontar Returns.
With a whiteboard and.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm sorry about your family. I lost both my biological and surrogate parents. But you found a brother. You and Jontar have much to relate to. I like how he's really lazing on the how he's depicting the dream world. Like earlier on, we had like some real nice like screen tone, you know, cut up here. You know, now it's just like blah, 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 blah. You know, it's all right though. Got to get it done. The annotated Jontar, says Raimi. Okay. Does he really care? Ooh. He brought you here, but if you insist on giving in to your coma, so be it. Present reality. This is a great page. I know Ben would like this. Also, the perspective on how
she's totally flat.
How flat she is on that slab.
So is he. He's completely flat.
Yeah. Yeah, they're sprites. Yeah, for sure. And then, okay, let's try and decipher this. Suddenly, whoa, look out! Yeah! Holy, what is that? Sigh, my robber elves. Okay, so looks like elves that are taking Jontar's bike for a spin. Wow, this is getting pretty zany. The new intern to figure it out. Yeah, look how different Jontar looks here, man.
Throughout the issue, he's just morphing. It's incredible.
Oh, he's morphing pretty hard. Oh boy. O-B-O-Y. Oh boy. Crash. Tinker. I'm sorry, Jontar. I tuned the engine so you could bypass the void. Whoa, the void comes back. And shout out, Tom, to your my favorite panel, and maybe all of Power Comics. Is,
Wow.
I should have stayed in the void. I mean that's a potential.
Amen, brother.
Forearm tat right there for sure. Should have stayed in the void
With his watery eyes.
Yeah, I love it. So, this, they were fixing the bike so it can bypass the void, whatever that is. The problem is, without the void, you have no brakes. Damn, man, that's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you better fix it because I'm ready to go home. Stacy! Big brother! The mother-daughter chat with Sophia really helped. Mother-daughter? He's just fucking with us, right, Tom? That's what's happening.
This is too much.
They haven't even met in real life, have they? And now she's a mother figure? Okay.
Guess so. All right, last page.
Oh.
Ooh, love that crossword puzzle tech for sure. Always a fan of that. Meanwhile, at the Justice Underground headquarters on Earth, perhaps you should phone your mother, Tobias. Is that Jive, Tobias?
Yeah.
Not yet, Benji. These computers are cool, but I don't understand them. I could tutor you. Why do you think you are Bruce Wayne? Whoa. I sure ain't gonna be your Dick Grayson. You know, Stacy, they look more like Wildman and Rubberoy to me. Okay. Stacy, Uncle Ben, I love you. Any word about Art? Art was the guy that killed homeless people with Jontar.
Right.
Yep. My spy just called. He reports Art has been kidnapped. All right, that's the cliffhanger. This is it. It's coming down to the wire. It's the big one. Be here in 60 days for the spectacular showdown. We're pulling out all the stops for this one, gang. See you soon.
Wow.
There you have it. Jontar Returns #4. Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah. Tom, what do you think?
This one's going to keep me up. There was a lot of story there.
There was a lot of left turns and right hooks and, a lot of weird stuff I did not see coming. Very stream of consciousness, very under the influence of the feather. Maybe Bill was smoking that feather and then decided to
very family lineage oriented.
Yeah.
So many
and with
relatives.
Little curve on the War on Christmas there in there too.
Very strange. And then of course the issue has the bonus robot story, which I don't know. It's just a whole separate little bonus 8-pager that it has here. But not pertinent to
it's
the
not Jontar. I'm not interested.
Right, exactly. But
is that Robert Crosshair?
Oh yeah. I think it might. It looks like it's art.
Robert Crosshairs. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like his other thing. So yeah, so he's got that in here, and then we got a great back cover advertising trial run #4 on the back. So yeah, there you have it. Jontar Returns #4. Definitely did not answer questions, only created more. Fun though. What a wild and wacky unhinged series, man. I mean, you really get, like I said, you get a lot of different takes on the Jontar lore. But you get a lot of different art, a lot of different versions of Jontar. I mean, this cover is fucking awesome. I love the shattering glass. It's great.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, we definitely got to get
What are they doing? What are they doing to my Jontar?
I know.
And they're gonna wrap.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
And they're just gonna wrap it all up in 12 pages, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed that it's only 12 pages, which is very short for a Jontar story. So we're only gonna get that, but we will return with Tom maybe next month. Tom will have you back to close it out for the final issue. But I guess
can't wait.
I can't wait either. But I guess I don't know. How does it feel to look at what could have been? This could have been your issue. You could have gotten that script. You would have had to draw that shit.
I know, Tom. That's like all I was thinking about the whole time was
boiling elves.
Tom almost had to draw this ish.
Since I started talking to you guys again, I've been thinking about, boy, if I could get a hold of the script and just draw the issues myself and see how I would have done it.
Well, if you're maybe we could ask Bill if he has scripts. But you could always download the issues on the Patreon. Patreon.com/PowerComics has I just posted this one up there today. So if you want to download Jontar Returns number 4, actually we have 1 through 4 up there now. So if you want to download each of them, look at them a little closer. They are scanned up there in PDF and CBR format. So go up there, sign up on Patreon.com/PowerComics. Another way to support the channel if you'd like. So that'd be amazing, Tom, and that's a great segue, might I add, to last week's show. We read the letter that Bill Miller sent in with his reaction to the Hall of Fame show, which was great, very touching, awesome that he put Raimi over for doing the incredible Billy G. Miller tribute. That was great, and I'm glad that he loved that. But he announced that he's officially returning to the Jontar series to write issue number 5, which is not part of this series, it's part of the mainline series. So he's going to return to write issue 5. I think it was something or another about the robber elves. So those robber elves are coming back strong here in 2022. But what was your reaction to that news, Tom? That Bill Miller's coming back.
Obviously, I thought it was fantastic, and I was all over being any part of it that I could, and the juices started flowing, and I dusted off the pen and pencils, and I did a cover for the first issue, and I sent it to Evan.
Oh my God, Tom!
Here it is, the world premiere of Tom Tarpey's new Jontar 5 submission for a Jontar number 5 cover. And no one's seen this yet. This is the official debut. And this is the first time you've drawn Jontar in how long?
Probably 32 years.
Here we go. Boom.
Whoa. Oh my God. Oh boy.
That's tremendous. That is definitely
Oh my
tremendous.
Lord.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, and I'm so glad you nailed the Jontar fontar up there in the top. The R is perfect. The return of the robber elves. That's what issue number 5 is going to be called. That's tremendous. We got to get that to Bill. I'll have to put it in the U.S. mail for him to see, because that's the only way he can see it. But tremendous. Love it.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I was inspired by his letter. So.
And it's great because it really looks like no time has passed. It really looks like
I know.
There's Tinker and Winker, as they should. Blunt Elf is token on that Blunt Elf. You got the Master Elf Keeper looking like how he should, and you got Jive and Red Vendetta in there. Will they be in issue number 5? That's the real question. But now maybe they have to.
Yeah, that's what. Hopefully they don't get killed in the next issue.
Right. But that's great. That's just awesome. That
amazing.
Big smile to my face. And what also brought a smile to my face was when you sent in something else a few months back. And I got to give it some screen time. Can you tell us, Tom, what Knights of the Grove is?
Whoa.
I pretty much, once I started having the kids and stuff, I put the art on the back burner. When I got a little older, I sat down with them and I just asked them what superpowers they would want.
I love this.
When
It was brilliant.
When they said what they did, I wrote a little story, and it's all just themed around my family getting superpowers and fighting bad guys. It's a 4-issue limited series.
Oh my God.
On sale in my basement only.
That's so great that you did this, though.
No one's ever seen it. It's really, I drew 4 issues. The kids, loved it.
Oh,
that's so amazing.
That's great. And so, what year was this? When did you do this?
Oh boy,
2019.
No,
Might have
let's
been.
see.
Doesn't
Kyle
have a
looks
year on
about 5, maybe. No, this is absolutely, it's photocopied. I mean,
So how old were
probably,
the kids, do you think, at this point?
looks like my
21.
youngest may have been around 5 or so. So
Nice.
that's probably
That's
2009
perfect.
or something.
Nice. Perfect.
Let's take a little flip ski through it here. So then this is kind of you giving superhero origins and powers to your
Yeah.
Well,
kids.
What did they want? What powers did they want? I really want to know.
My oldest was kind of like a Hulk power, able to, get
Classic.
stronger. My daughter was speed. Uh, my number 3 son was electricity.
Ooh.
Number 4 was flying, and then my youngest was invisibility.
5 kids.
Classic.
Tom. Wow.
Classic archetypes here. Power archetypes.
Totally. That's a rad dad. I agree, Wolf Mike.
What if one of them was like, I want to go to the elf realm and have a motorcycle and a butter knife?
I want to go on elk meat.
Yeah, because we had all the Tarpeys definitely invaded the chat on the night of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tarpeys were coming in strong on the Hall of Fame show. What do they make of your Jontar run?
Well, I think I said it once that they thought that it was a story that I wrote about my brother.
John. Yeah,
My brother.
John Tarpey.
Tarpey.
I can't believe your brother's name is John Tarpey. That is such an underrated factoid of this whole thing.
But it was something I did a long time ago, and they knew about it, but they probably didn't care about it till you guys brought it up, and it started being a thing again. They think it's neat. I know that my son Will is at Western Michigan University, and I think he had all of his friends in his dorm room watching the Hall of Fame.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. Somewhere there was a dorm room party of the Power Comics Hall of Fame. That's awesome. Well, look at this. I love this. This is everybody here, I'm guessing.
Yep.
All right, for your brother's birthday next year, you got those like Calvin decals where he's like peeing on stuff. You got to make a Jontar peeing one, a Jontar pee decal, and put it on his car.
What? I think you have to
Jontar pee.
You have to do. Oh, I got you. You have to do like a John. You have to do like a John Tarpey cover art for his birthday. That's
fuck yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, that was fun. Jontar 4
It was amazing.
Just gonna do one last plug ski for the Comic Clears. Like I said, I got all my undergrounds in the Comic Clear supplies. Gonna also put them in our chat here. Definitely check them out if you have not already. They make everything look awesome. I actually posted on my personal Instagram today. I posted all my Jack Kirby Fourth World books that I have finally put all in my Comic Clear supplies, and it just looks awesome to have the back covers in full force, to have the heavy sturdy supply of all this. So yeah, comicclearsupplies.com. You can order your clear comic backing boards. They're the best things ever. I guarantee it. They make the comics look cooler. All right, everybody.
If you have Jontar Returns to issue 1, I mean, that's got an amazing back cover too. So
good call.
My God. That's true. Like, you can have it in here, and then you can display this every time you pull it out of the box, out of the long box. You can flip it around and see the amazing original John Tarpey, John Tarpey, God damn it. Tom Tarpey back cover art, which is absolutely stellar. This has got to be a T-shirt, by the way. I want a big wraparound primary color T-shirt of this whole thing. Would be fantastic. So anyway, thank you, everybody. And Odin is here. He's checking in. All right, everybody. Well, that was fun, Tom. I had a blast with you. It's great to catch up with you post Hall of Fame and talk and talk Jontar Returns. I mean, we'll be here next week, or not next week. Sorry, next month. Let's schedule a time to look back at Jontar Returns 5, and I think next week we're gonna Gabe and I, and maybe we'll try to get Andre back on the channel to look to get his kind of post Hall of Fame reaction, and also to look at Phoenix #1. We finished the English translation of the first couple issues of Phoenix, and it'd be great just to kind of debut the first issue of Phoenix in its first ever English translation, and have him on the show and do that. So I think that'll be fun. So next week, that's what we're penciling in. I got to reach out to Andre to make sure we can make it happen, but that's what I'm hoping will happen for next week. And thank you all for bearing with the technical difficulties, the 20-minute delay time starting the show tonight. Appreciate you sticking around to watch the show. And Tom, always a pleasure. Always an open invite.
Thank you guys very much. I look forward to doing it again.
And
thank you, Tom. You're the
gotta
best.
have you back. And thanks again for your Hall of Fame contribution, man. That video was on point.
My pleasure. Anytime.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your week, and we will catch you next week. Take care. All right. See ya. Bye, everybody.
Power